What's up guys, Everything Apple Pro here, and wow, it really has been a long time since my last video. I've been away on a holiday and I just got back, so I wanted to get back into it. Got some catching up to do. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I will be here from now on. So I wanted to get right back into it with a look at this year's new iPhone models. Thanks to Vinny Ageskin who supplied these to me. This is our first look at the entire lineup for Apple in 2018, the new iPhones. We've got the iPhone 10, the new iPhone, the 6.1 inch, and the iPhone 10 Plus. And this is just gonna be, I think, in the silver color, might be something else, but all right, let's just jump right back into it. I'm personally very excited to see and hold the iPhone 10 Plus, the 6.5 inch model, just to see how large it'll be, what it'll feel like in your hand, probably just like the iPhone 8 Plus series. But okay, so it's been a while since I've unboxed anything, wow. And there's this. Got some boxes in here, very inconspicuous looking. And I remember last year we had a look just like this, but it was the new gold color, which we never got. This year we will be getting that. And I've got a huge update on the new iPhones I gotta share with you in the next video. Okay, so this is probably the 6.1 inch. Oh no, that's the Plus. I set that right there. And here's another one. Wow, these are very big phones. So this is the 6.1 right here. There's that, and very interesting. Okay, so by the way, I wanted to clarify something while I'm at it. This right here is the 6.1 inch model, and the bezel in fact is not going to be thinner than last year's model. It was a mistake on my part in the earlier videos. The bezel is just going to be thicker on the LCD model, and here we can clearly see that the bezel is a little bit thicker than last year's model. I obviously can't turn the display on, it's not a functioning model. But yeah, basically the LCD model limitation is going to be that it's going to have a little bit of a thicker border, but it'll still have that full screen display. And size wise, you know, it's going to be larger than the 5.8, which will be really great for anyone that thought that this thing was too small, and this is going to be cheaper in fact. So flipping it over, this is the first look at that new model, and wow, it's big, like it's wide. I'm actually kind of surprised at how wide it is versus the 5.8 inch. So there's that. It's not as sleek in your hand, I guess, but still gonna feel very premium. It'll have aluminum borders instead of the stainless steel of the 10 and 10 Plus models. And camera's kind of interesting. So it's basically the iPhone 10 camera, but in a rounded shape instead of this rounded rectangle. The flash unit is below it with the microphone between it. Pretty clean solution. Originally, I thought that they would include the flash into the camera module, but that's not the case. And this is probably wrong. The Apple logo is not going to be up so high. It's going to sit a little bit lower. Other than that, it shouldn't have FCC labels unless you're in another country. And yeah, there it is. And a couple other details about the 6.1 inch, just because it's going to be one of the most popular models, wanted to talk about a couple of things we know. So there have been some new colors. It's rumored to come in earlier, you know, it was believed to come in 8 colors, and now it's been narrowed down to a little bit less. So there's been a new report by Macatakar that this thing might come in white, black, a flash yellow color, a bright orange, electric blue, and a taupe color, which will be interesting, something new for sure. I believe if it was a copper tone, that would have been really cool. I would have liked that kind of a copper look. It might not have 3D touch still. Apple has been kind of shying away with it. And some new details have surfaced regarding the dual SIM functionality. So the 6.1 inch might still get it, but only in China or some other countries around there, just because it's such a popular feature overseas to have the dual SIM functionality, and it very well may still have it. And wow, this model's a little bit bent. This one is plastic. You know, obviously the real one will not be. It'll still be a very, very premium finish. And yeah, kind of, I don't know about this camera. I mean, it's cool. It's definitely something different. And yeah, I think that's one of the cleanest ways Apple could have implemented the flash, just so it stands out from the older models. You know, people will look at it and automatically know it's something new. So yeah, that's pretty neat. So, no headphone jack, obviously, dual speakers. It's kind of interesting for what it is. Also, the SIM card tray now is located further down south instead of exactly in the middle. You still have that long power button, very similar, just like the iPhone 10 model. So this will be a perfect happy medium for the people that don't want too large of a device, but thought that the 5.8 inch iPhone 10 was too small. So here is the iPhone 10 Plus, also in a silver finish, and wow, that is massive. I mean, in a very, very good way. It's not huge, you know, it's just like an iPhone 8 series would be. I'm actually gonna go grab one for a comparison real quick. All right, and here's that 8 Plus series, just so we can get a physical comparison. And yeah, they're literally just about the same size here. So 10 Plus just a little bit taller, it seems, or maybe about the same. So as predicted, this thing will, you know, it's not going to be any more uncomfortable than the Plus series was. It'll be just as wide, just as tall, but instead all display up front. So wow, I'm actually, I'm surprised at how great the size is. This will be perfect. You're going to see all your content on a larger display here. That's great. Now, if only they can get rid of the notch or make it a little bit smaller, then you'll have this huge display on the form factor of the Plus. So looking on the back, you do have that dual lens camera up top. It'll still be just as capable as the regular size iPhone 10, but it just seems a little bit smaller up there, even though it's not the same size. The actual phone, just the back has grown here. And the Apple logo is way too large for what it is. That's not going to be the case. This is, again, a dummy model coming out a month before the official release, a month and a half. So, you know, it's not going to be entirely perfect, but for what it is, this is the entire lineup, and it's pretty dang accurate. So here it is. This is obviously not the new model. If I were to show it to you, there would be nothing different on it. So I'm just using the regular iPhone 10, and here it is. So just like last year's lineup, we do have a very large device, a smaller device, and an even smaller one, the SE, but you know, that's not the case. We're not gonna have that one anymore. It's been discontinued. I think that the 6.1 will be extremely popular, as it has been predicted to be the best seller for this year, just because of the price point, the capabilities. Not everybody needs those top-end features of the iPhone 10 and 10 Plus, and that's gonna be the perfect in-between for everyone. Yeah, on the back here, you'll be able to easily distinguish, you know, who has the more premium models with the dual lens camera. I think that this thing is not going to be a slouch. It's still going to do very, very well, take some amazing pictures. Just maybe it's the zoom features, the AR for the rear, and the low light photography that it won't be as good at. Either way, I'm very excited to see how capable it is versus these. If, you know, $200–300, it really makes a huge impact in the device itself. Yeah. But comfort-wise, it's kind of chunky, you know. I don't know. You'll definitely get used to it, but I'm just so used to how slim the iPhone 10 is, and this one does add a little bit of thickness to the side. I think a considerable amount. So, you know, looking back at the actual rumors of these, I'm kind of surprised that we knew about this a while ago. It actually turned out to be exactly as all of the models and everything, the sketches portrayed it to be. So that's amazing. That is the first look at the 2018 iPhone lineup. I'm really liking it, but it's not a very exciting one. Next year is when we're gonna see all of those huge updates, not only to the software, but there's gonna be some new hardware introductions with the iPhone, possibly the smaller notches, and maybe even the thinner bezels on the side, actually. I'm a little disappointed about that, so again, I'm sorry. The bezels will not be shrinking on the 10 and 10 Plus. It's the iPhone 6.1 inch that's just gonna have thicker bezels that threw me off in the earlier leak where, you know, we thought that those would have the thinner bezels. Oh, and lastly, I wanted to mention this thing may be called the iPhone 9, so instead of the iPhone just being named the iPhone, Apple may actually put a spin on a continuation from the 8 and 8 Plus series, as it is the successor to those, as the iPhone 9. These will still be called the iPhone 10 and 10 Plus. I'm actually kind of surprised how similar all of these look. You know, aside from the size and the camera, it's very, very hard to tell them apart. And that may be part of Apple's strategy. Of course, when this thing comes out, it'll have many more colors, so that will be a distinguishing factor from the larger and smaller 5.8 and a 6.5 inch models. But I do gotta say, I do like it. I'm looking forward to reviewing it. You know, seems like the perfect iPhone, and I think Apple's going to have a major success as their entire lineup strategy seems to be very good this year, and I'm looking forward to it. All right, so as for release date, we can probably expect this mid-September. This thing has actually been rumored to be delayed well into October or November just because of production issue delays or whatnot. There's going to be several new colors, and I'm going to talk about all that stuff in my next updates. There's a lot of information, more than I can list here, but yeah, you'll be able to get this thing after the release of the 10 and 10 Plus, and that's going to be an interesting strategy because some people that wanted to get this one won't want to wait an additional 2 months, so they might opt to get the more expensive model. Maybe Apple's smarter than us after all. But anyways, guys, just wanted to say thanks for watching. Got some more videos coming up for you very soon here, especially this update for the new iPhones. And yeah, sorry for being away for so long. I will keep you guys updated from here on out. So thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for any and all leaks on these guys. Peace.